Hey everybody, it's me, Joe, and I want to welcome you back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, what I want to do is talk to you about things that you can do at home when you're bored that can help you improve your English. All right? Also, this whole video is going to be a listening exercise. So you watch the video and then at the end, I'm going to ask you questions to see if you are listening carefully. Okay? Also, if this is your first time on my YouTube channel, why don't you think about subscribing? Click that little notification button down below, and when I upload new videos, such as this one, you can be the first to see it. All right? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about 4 things that you can do at home when you're bored that can help improve your English. And while I'm doing it, I'm going to give you details about things that I'm mentioning. Listen carefully to the details because at the end of the video, there are questions to test your listening. Can you listen carefully, hear the details, and remember the details? All right? So let's go. Let's go. The first thing you can do is you can look at old pictures. All right? That's something that families used to do a lot of, right? They used to have big photo albums and they'd show their children or their friends. They'd get out photo albums and they'd talk about who was in the picture and what was going on. But now that we have digital cameras, we just kind of send our best pictures to everybody, but we don't talk about kind of the funny ones, all right? But we've got lots of photo albums here, and I got an old picture. Hopefully you can see it. Let me hold it up. It's an old black and white picture. Hopefully that's coming through. Okay? And you can see that's a picture of me, and that's my son Adam. I'd say he's about 2 years old there. And we are visiting my sister at her cottage up in New Brunswick. That's a different province from where I live. And it's near a river, and we used to go there every year, sometimes twice a year. And we loved it. And so in this picture, I'm supposedly telling Adam, you better remember something. And he's going, what? I think we're just acting. So even from that young age, he was already super cute and ready to act. I thought that was a wonderful picture. I'm glad we saved it. All right? So that's an example. Can you remember those details? All right? Another thing that you can do when you're bored at home, right, is listen to music. Certainly you can listen to music. People love music. And nowadays, music is so readily available because we've got the internet. You got Spotify, you got YouTube. Anything you want to do, any song you want to find, you can find it. And earlier tonight, I was actually doing some karaoke online with some of my followers on Instagram, just for fun. We'd sing a little bit of a song and see if the other person knew what the song was. There was a lot of laughs. All right, so listen to music. Here's an example thing. Here's an old CD that my brother made for me. When did he make it? 2003. So this is 17 years ago, back when this was technology that we used. And one of the songs, this is hit songs from 1975 to 1979. And my brother, he really loves music. He's an expert. He knows the hits, he knows the singers. I like music, but I never remember to turn it on myself. But if somebody else puts on the music, I love listening to it. It's strange. I don't remember to do it myself. Anyway, one of the songs here was sung by a singer named Crystal Gale. And her hit song back in that time period, the late 70s, was Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue. So she's talking about maybe this guy, it was a love song kind of, where this guy leaves her or he treats her bad, and she's got brown eyes, same as me, but if they make them blue, makes you blue, you mean you're crying, you're sad. All right? So that was kind of funny, all the different songs. These are really old songs. Still fun, but old. You can listen to old music, stuff that you haven't listened to in a while. And karaoke's a lot of fun. All right, what else can we do? We can read a book. All right? For example, here's a funny book that I like called A Million Ways to Die in the West. This is by Seth MacFarlane. He's famous for his TV show, Family Guy, but he also wrote this book, wrote this story, and he starred in the movie. And what I want to do now is I'm going to read you a little part of the book, okay? So this is old in Wild West, old cowboy time. And there's two people, a man and a woman, they're walking into this kind of fairgrounds where there's games to play and rides and things like that. Listen to this and see if you can remember the details. They made their way deeper into the fairgrounds where more barkers could be heard shouting over one another, each doing his best to compete for the attentions of the passer-by. Sir, sir and madam, may I divert your attention over here for a moment? The weathered-looking peddler at the kiosk appeared to be selling all manner of toxics, elixirs, powders, and salves. His eyes widened with eager delight when he registered Albert and Anna's approach. All right, now see if you can remember that, because I'm going to ask you a detail at the end of the video. All right, you might have to watch the video more than once. All right, and the last thing that you can do, well, you can do hundreds of things. I'm only talking about 4 things in my video, though, is you can watch a movie. Now, again, technology has helped us out there. You can get movies on demand or streaming services or get them on YouTube. An old technology that we had lying around is DVDs. And here is an old movie starring Brad Pitt and Edward Norton, called Fight Club. Okay, so this movie, I can't even remember what year it comes from, 1999, 21 years ago. Fantastic movie, interesting movie, and there's a part in it where the quote is, the first rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club. And the second rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club. All right, so they made 2 rules about it just so people wouldn't talk about it. All right, so it's interesting. And if any of you out there are Harry Potter fans, there's an actress in here, a young actress named Helena Bonham Carter, and she plays Bellatrix Lestrange in the Harry Potter movies when she gets a little later. But in this one, she plays a young love interest of Ed Norton. Okay? So, what can we do? We can look at old pictures. Look at old family pictures. That's a great thing to do. We can listen to music. Everybody loves music. Put some music on, sing along. We can read books, certainly. That's a great way to learn English. It's my favorite way to help students learn English. Read fun books, not boring grammar garbage. Don't read that stuff. Fun books. And of course, watching movies is also a very fun thing to do. All right, so now what I want to do is I'm going to ask you questions. Can you remember what I said earlier in the video? Okay? So, the first thing, all right, when I showed you the old picture, all right, the question is, all right, I'll ask you 2 questions. What province was my sister's cottage in? What province was my sister's cottage in? Can you remember that? I'm going to tell you the answer. So if you don't want to hear the answer, stop the video now. It was New Brunswick. New Brunswick. Second question. In the picture, I'm talking to Adam, my son. How old did I say Adam was in that photo? How old? He was about 1.5 to 2 years old. Okay, 1.5 to 2 years old. Did you get that one right? Okay. Listen to music. Remember? I showed you this. Listen to music. All right. Somebody gave me this CD in 2003. They made the CD for me and they gave it to me. Who gave it to me? Did you remember? And the right answer was my brother. My brother Charlie gave it to me. Okay? And the second question is, I talked about a singer named Crystal Gale. My wife's name is Gail. This is different spelling. Crystal Gale, and she has a hit song on this CD. Do you remember the name of the song? The name of the song was Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue. Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue. All right? Okay? I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a hard one. Then we did read a book. Remember? And I read a little bit of this book. Okay. So I told you about this book, and I want to show you quickly. What's the name of the author? What's the name of the author of this book? Do you remember? His name was Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane. Okay? And the next question, second question for this one. There was two people that were going to the fair together, and they're walking through the fair. What were their names? A man and a woman. Do you remember their names? Their names were Albert and Anna. Albert and Anna. Okay? And the last thing I talked about was watching movies, and I showed you this old, right? I showed you this old DVD. All right? What was the name of the movie that I showed you an example of? What was the name of the movie? The name of it was Fight Club. See on the soap there? Fight Club. All right? And now the last question. All right? I talked about a young actress named Helena Bonham Carter. Helena Bonham Carter. All right? And, well, that's her right there. Okay, in the middle. If you can see. Helena Bonham Carter. Okay. I'm sure, yeah. Helena Bonham Carter. What other famous movie has she been in that I mentioned? What other famous movie or movie series was she in that I mentioned? She was in the Harry Potter series, right? She was Bellatrix Lestrange. All right. Okay, everybody. So I hope everybody's doing okay. You know I care about you. This is just 4 things that you can do to stay busy and have fun and learn English. All right. If you can think of any other things that you could do while you are bored at home, put them down in the comments below. All right. Give some more suggestions to everybody else. What else? What other things could you do if you're home and you're bored? There could be things about learning English or just anything you got. All right. Also, remember to look under the video in the notes. I put lots of learning opportunities in there. I fill it with links so that you guys can keep learning. All right? So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take it easy.